What on earth is going on with Cat Deeley? Could she be planning a dramatic exit from this morning Holly Willoughby style? Possibly, in our opinion. But of course nothing could top a foiled kidnap plot by an overweight security guard called Gavin Plum. However, reports suggest to us that Cat has had enough of the daytime TV presenting gig and is just biding her time until she flounces out the door, no doubt back to bigger and better things in the US. Cat Deeley and Ben Shephard officially joined this morning in March as replacements for Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield, after they both stepped back from the ITV show, but viewing figures dramatically dropped with the pair at the helm, with just 500,000 tuning in at one point. Now rumor has it that the new duo's reign could be coming to an end, after bookies implied that a familiar face could be returning to the famous blue sofa. Coral's John Hill said that Cat Deeley and Ben Shephard remain odds-on at 4-5 to return to this morning next year, but the latest odds don't suggest it is certain. Their odds have drifted in the last couple of weeks from 1 to 4. This, he says, suggests their future on the show is less than certain, and let's not forget that Cat Deeley has had her fair share of viewer criticism, with many branding her irritating and accusing her of talking over guests, which can't have gone down well with ITV bosses. The former SMTV Live host also recently landed herself in hot water when she swore on live TV, then upset epilepsy charities. After joking she was having a seizure while dancing on set, now Cat Deeley has spoken out, and has candidly discussed the challenges she encounters as the host of This Morning, admitting she would leave her role if it threatened her mental well-being, adding she can't just run on empty. The 47-year-old presenter is subjected to a demanding schedule on the ITV program, which requires her to begin at 5 a.m. and deliver 4 days of live television each week. When she first took on the role, Cat was asked if she felt vulnerable taking over from Holly Willoughby in the aftermath of her attempted kidnap. Cat responded, "I don't feel particularly vulnerable, and I'd always think about my own mental health. If something was affecting me, or I hated going into work, I'd walk away. It's more important that I enjoy what I do." But does Cat Deeley enjoy what she does now? Could we see yet another high-profile departure from the show which was labelled toxic during the Phillip Schofield scandal? Possibly. Cat does seem to be struggling and has admitted she is battling with sleep issues, even resorting to hypnotherapy to address the problem. She said, "I know it's a bit kooky, but I tried everything else. When you do live TV, you go into fight or flight, where your body is pumping adrenaline. But then, how do I chill out afterwards? How do I sleep? Because you can't just run on empty." She also previously responded to rumors of a toxic work environment at This Morning, stating that she and Ben had heard all of those stories, but she could only speak as I find it, and disclosed that she hadn't seen one scrap of it. It doesn't sound like it to us. Could it be that after a little over 6 months into her new role on This Morning, Cat Deeley has some regrets and is missing her old glamorous lifestyle in the States, where she hosted So You Think You Can Dance? Having spent 15 years residing in California with her husband, the Late Late Show host Patrick Kilty, and their 2 sons in a swanky mansion reportedly worth $2.1 million, coming back to Old Blighty might have been somewhat of a shock to the system. In fact, Cat once mused on her American experience, noting the lack of intense scrutiny compared to the UK, which she dubbed a very British thing. But when it comes to handling social media backlash, Cat says she remains unfazed by online negativity, dismissing it as the words of some nameless, faceless person at the end of a keyboard. It doesn't even touch the sides, she states firmly. She previously expressed heartfelt thanks to Holly Willoughby for the warm welcome and support as she transitioned into her new role on This Morning. Recalling Holly's kindness, Cat said, "Holly sent me a beautiful bunch of flowers and a handwritten card. It was a really classy move. It really touched me. At some stage, once the dust settles, I'm sure we will get together. People always talk about women being pitted against other women, but actually it's just not true." Cat did indeed meet up again with Holly backstage at the National Television Awards, with Cat saying, "Oh, it was lovely and we saw each other backstage. She was running one way, I was running the other. We gave each other a big kiss, trying not to trip on our gowns and walk in our high heels." But what about Cat Deeley's sidekick Ben Shephard? Will he be forced to look for a replacement This Morning co-host soon? Well, bizarrely, his former colleague on Good Morning Britain, Kate Garraway, recently made a bizarre dig at her former fellow presenter, Ben stepped down from his role on GMB to join Cat Deeley on This Morning, and Kate appears to still feel the absence of her former co-host, recently playfully jabbing at Ben during a discussion about a cat crisis caused by increasing pet abandonments due to rising costs. Was she talking about the crisis of the furry variety, or crisis of the human version, due to rising ITV costs? We digress. After watching footage of kittens, Kate Garraway remarked that they're making me sort of broody, with her co-host Deeley suggesting she adopt some, saying, "I think you should name them after your fellow GMB presenters." "I'm going with Sean, that's it, sorted," Kate quipped, nodding towards Sean Fletcher, who was delivering the news. Deeley went on, "You could have a little Susanna, a Ben, a Richard, an Ed." "Not Ben," fired back Kate, waving her arms. "He's out now, he's out." Deeley added, "Get a tortoise, call him Ben and leave him outside." Ouch. It looks like Ben Shephard has no option but to stay firmly rooted on This Morning. Besides, it would take him forever to get back to the GMB studio. As for co-host Cat Deeley, we have a sneaky feeling she's feline rather fed up, and may just decide to turn her nose up and preen those sensitive whiskers of hers somewhere else. Like and subscribe for more journeys through the blinker hole. For entertainment purposes only.